What's good? It's your boy Royal Play, back with another video. Okay, today, as you can see, I just hit cog with the Dragunities. I finished Legend 5 in like under 20 games. Let's say that. And like in the rest of the cog was like super easy. Like my win rate is like I usually win out of 10. I usually win 8 out of the 10 games. Most times the only time I lose is if I brick or if I go first and I'm not able to summon Beatrice. Alright, this is my deck list that I used. Alright, it's a little bit different from my last build. This time it's focused around on trying to have a turn, making a turn 1 board. So that's why we focused on trying to make Beatrice. And Beatrice is good because it helps you set up your graveyard on your turn. Then you can disrupt your opponent on their turn by sending a Farfa to the grave. So it's really good. And Farfa, you would think that it's a brick in your hand, but it's really not, because if you go second and you got Dragon's Ravine in your hand, you can activate Dragon's Ravine, then send a Farfa to get rid of one of the cards on their board, which is super clutch. Especially like going against Salamangreats. They normally don't use their negate on the Dragon's Ravine. They usually wait for one of your monsters' effects to use their Salamangreat Roar. So that's why you end up discarding the Farfa, then they have to negate the Farfa, so then you can continue on with your plays. So yeah, so the deck I got is, I still got the one Zephyros, which is always clutch. He's an extender, he gets another body on the board when you need him, then you can synchro off into plays. Also good with Beatrice because he helps out when it's like this one hand when you're able to go into Beatrice. You'll have a Beatrice and a tuner on the board. Because normally I'll send Graham, but if that's the case, if I got the tuner on the board, I'll send the Zephyros instead. And then I can special summon him by like sending the Dragon's Ravine back to my hand. And then synchron off into the Escalon. Or synchro off into the Barcha, then into the Escalon. But yeah. And so he's good, and because he's searchable off the Gay Dirge search him. Can also search any other winged beast too. So if he's in your hand, if he's in your hand, you got a Ravine. He's not a brick, but if he's in your hand and you don't got Ravine, then that's probably the only time he's a brick. But yeah. Then we play the 2 Koos. Koos is good. Koos is like, I only got 2, but I probably will play 3 because he's like the main one I go for anyway in this build, because I'm not playing another synchro other than Dragunity, so he's really like the main one. So then since he count as a level 4 or level 2 for a synchro summon, which comes in clutch, so you can go up into them big boys to get into Escalon, which is good. I'm searching him 90% of the time. If I need a tuner, I'm going for him 90% of the time. If I got 3, I probably play 3 in this build. I probably play 3 and 1 Phalanx, but since I only got 2, I play 2. Then 1 Graham is always good. He's usually part of the inboard, because normally the inboard that I go for is Beatrice and Escalon and Graham. That's like the best possible hand. This is the inboard I will be trying to get. And if not, the inboard I have is like Beatrice and Graham, or Beatrice and Graham is like, if I'm able to summon Beatrice, I can summon Graham, because Beatrice could just send Graham to the graveyard and then I can summon him 90% of the time. So, and then usually I'll have the Lewin attached to the Beatrice as well. So on their turn, when they summon a monster that I want to disrupt with Fireful, I'll send the Lewin to send the Fireful to the grave. And then the Lewin effect will attach to the ground. So now he get 1,000 attack boost. So he's on 39. So now they gotta choose, do they take out the strongest attack monster or do they take out Escalon? Because I normally have Escalon in defense mode, and even though Escalon is the biggest threat, but Graham will have the most attacks, so they got to decide. And then Graham can negate a monster on their turn as well, which is good. And then we play the 2 Legatus. Legatus is good too. He's an extender because he can special summon from the hand as long as you got a Dragunity or Dragon's Ravine on the board. Like when you got Dragon's Ravine and Legatus in Divine Lance, really good because you can like go through your whole play to go into Escalon without even normal summoning yet. So you can like go through your plays and not even normal summon yet using Legatus and Lance off Dragon's Ravine. So, which is good. And then at the end you can normal summon, like you probably would have played through any disruptions that they had, and then you could just normal summon your ducks and then continue popping off from there, which is good. And also his other effect that always comes when you're able to use it, it always clutch because it can destroy a spell and trap card if you got a Dragunity in your spell and trap card zone as a equip. So let's say just like you got Senatus. Senatus uses effect to search for to equip the tuner from your deck. Then you special summon the Legatus, and Legatus can pop one of their back row, which comes in handy getting rid of those what's that field spell, Necro Valley, and Dimensional Fissure, getting popping all those cards and like having them to force them to use they trap cards early if they didn't want to, which is also good. Great way to bait out stuff too. He's good. Also I'm playing one Senatus. Normally would play more because Senatus is good and it's bad, but in this build, because I'm trying to go into Beatrice, I'm only playing one. Senatus, I like it better going second because I normally wouldn't go into Beatrice if I'm going second. I'm just going for the OTK if I'm going second. And because Senatus locks you into dragons if it uses effect, so that's the only reason I'm only playing it at one. Because most of the times I'm using ducks to do my whole combo to go into Beatrice. So if we had like a better XZs or a better rank 6 that was a dragon, I would use it. Like, cause now the only other good rank 6 that I can use is Tums, but Tums really doesn't. There's no like special summon to actually let me be able to. There's no dragon that actually let me be able to disrupt my opponent on their turn, for real. So until we get a good dragon that lets you disrupt your opponent on your turn, that's the only reason I'm not playing more Senatus. And I'm playing more ducks. So I low-key want to play 3 ducks because like the games where you gotta grind it out and like you need it, because most of the times you're using your whole hand. So you got a top deck, and the best top deck is to have ducks. So sometimes I'll be wanting to play more, but for right now too, it's fine. It's usually I'm either winning on my first, if I'm going like my first turn I'm able to attack, I should be winning that game, or at least one turn after that. If not, it's not then. Yeah, so Ducks, he good. He can get back a tuner from the graveyard. So him and Dragon's Ravine is always good. Then the one Phalanx. Phalanx can special summon itself from the when it's equipped. So he's good. And Phalanx is good because he, unlike Kuz, you can only use them for Dragunity synchros, but Phalanx you can use for any synchro. That's why he's good. Cause in my extra deck, like I use all these cards. Like I only got a one free spot. Like for this I'm about to switch for. I'm about to find like a rank, a level 8 synchro, to use instead of this, cause I really never use this card. So I'm probably about to put Harpy Slash back in here and see how that works out. Then we got the 2 Mistletanes. Mistletane is good. I could even play it at 3, but I don't want to do too much because Mistletane is basically another lance inside the combo because it gets me to be able to get another level 6 on the board. Because like with my Ducks, I can go into one level 6. Then I have the other level 6 with Mistletane, so now I can go into Beatrice really easily. Which he's good because he can special summon himself by sending one of your Dragunities to the graveyard, then equip them one dragon from the Dragunity dragon from the grave, which is normally one of the tuners, so it's good. And then we played the 2 Farfus. At first I played one, but then like my first 10 games playing it, I drew the Farfa in my hand like 3 out of 10 times. So I'm like, nah, it's defeating the purpose if he keeps gonna be in my hand. So I just decided to play 2, which is worked out actually. Because anytime I have one, I still got the other one in the deck I can use for Beatrice on that turn, which comes in clutch. And like I said, he's not a brick if he's in your hand, especially if you got Dragon's Ravine. You can send him off on Dragons. If you go on second, activate Dragon's Ravine, send the Farfa, and then you can banish a card for you can help you be able to OTK that turn, which comes in clutch, or even just to bait out and negate. It's good. Didn't expect it to be as good as it was, but it's really good. You know, to go Dragon's Ravine, 3 of that. Always want to see it. Just because you know the main 3 cards you want to see is Dragon's Ravine. Because if you got Dragon's Ravine and Lance, you could, and probably one of any other card, you probably can get into full combo at some way possible. And also like a trick with Dragon's Ravine, if you open 2 of them, just you activate one and you search a card that you want to discard and add it to your hand. So like you'll add most times it's going to be a tuner, so you'll add a tuner to your hand with the first effect. You discard this card and add the tuner to your hand, then activate the second one, discarding the tuner that you just searched to the grave, and then searching the Ducks, so then you can go into full combo from there. And then the 3 Lance is good. You really, because I always want to see Lance, because Lance guarantees you be able to get it lets you get an extra tuner, which what you need for the combos, and it also protects you from trap cards, which comes in clutch, especially with the main traps that's running around now. So if you get a crackdown, it basically nothing happens to you. You get they'll use normal summon the monster, they use crackdown, you be like, oh man. But you activate your Lance and equip it to your monster that just was crackdown, and then you get it right back. And then you can use the Lance effect to get a tuner, special summon that tuner, then sync her off, and then you back to your full combo. Which Lance always comes in clutch. Because you want to see, because most times when you go into the gate Dirge, you always you're going to equip the Lance Twist so you can get another tuner. So then gate Dirge will send the Zephyros to the grave, and then the Lance will get you a tuner. So now you can synchro off with the Zephyros and the tuner that you just special summoned, and then you can go into the Lewin. Lewin brings back the tuner, and then you can Xyz into Beatrice. That's basically what you do every time. So yeah, that's the main deck. And then the extra deck, 2 Escalons. Go keep banishing every time. He can keep banishing longer, so you got monsters in the grave, Dragunity cards in the grave. You can keep banishing, and you can summon them. Lewin is actually good. I didn't even know about this card, and once I looked at all the Dragunity cards that we had, I was like, oh, what is this? It actually comes in clutch, because giving you that extra 1,000 boost is really good, because he'll be attached to Beatrice, and then on their turn, when they summon a monster that you want to get rid of, you use Beatrice effect, send this to the grave. Send the Lewin to the grave, and then Beatrice effect will send the Farfa. Then the Lewin effect will trigger first to equip to one of your Dragunity cards, giving it 1,000 attack boost. And then the Farfa will trigger and pop a card or banish a card for the turn, which is good. Then we play the 1 gate Dirt. Really good. He can search any of your wing beast or dragons or Dragunities, any wing beast or Dragunities in your deck, it can search it. So, or any wing beast or dragon, it can search it. That's level 4 or lower, it'll search it. So even if you open the Zephyros in your hand, instead of searching the Zephyros, you'll just search the Legatus. So then you'll still send the Zephyros to the grave, but then now you're able to special summon the Legatus to the field too. After that, so now you got a little bit extension to your plays that you can do. Let's see what else we can do. Then we got 2 Barches, because Barches are always good. It once Barches synchro summon, it can equip up to 3 dragons from the graveyard, which is good. Most of the times you're going for the tuners, because the tuners can special summon, so you got more bodies on the board, and you're able to extend with that. So if you got a Zephyros in the grave, then you can special summon the Zephyros and use one of them tuners that you just brought back to use to synchro off and keep going. And you need him too, because he's the main way you can get into Escalon. It's either you use him and one of the tuners, or you use Mistletoe and Zephyros. It's the main ways you get into Escalon. Then you've been hearing about it all video. 1 Beatrice, and then 1 Giant Fly. I barely used it. This is basically a free slot. It can be anything at this point. Like I said, I'm about to probably switch it to the Harpy Slash. So yeah, this is the deck I used the card this time. Have fun. I'm gonna work on it, and yeah, if they give us any other type of dragons support, this be good. Especially if they give us Rampus, we gonna be good. They gonna be back. Any of the new Dragunity card, especially that the one in the gates, if they give us that, Dragunity's really gonna be a problem. If they give us the card that level 10 that can negate, I forgot the name, but yeah, I can't wait. So yeah, tell me what y'all think. Is Dragunity something or nothing?